Okay, there we go. All right, welcome back everybody to Coffee. I Need a Refill and Art in the Morning. We are working now in this segment on Inktober 2015, day 5. I'm going to go ahead and show the ones that I've already done because a couple of them I'm not able to record every single one I do, but I do want to show them periodically, like when I do a recorded one, to show the ones that I've finished so they're on the recording. So I'm just using a little Strathmore sketch, 5.5 by 8.5. It's just sketch paper. It's not even drawing paper quality. So it's fine. I didn't want to do big sheets of Bristol. It's been a long time since I've done a lot of pen and ink. I used to do it a lot more than I do now, years and years ago, back when I was doing more calligraphy work. But I thought it would be a great to do the Mr. Jake Parker Inktober challenge, drawing and ink drawing every day for the month of October. So I'll show you so far. I did a little cover page. And all these are on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, and I even made a specific Facebook folder album for Inktober 2015. So I'm posting them, and I made it public, so even if you don't follow me on Facebook, you can still go see. Just look for Dee Dee Willingham, and you can go see all my art. Okay. Day 1, did a little crab. Sarah said Dee's making me buy things. Sarah, I see you doing, so you did some awesome, Sarah's doing birds. Awesome Inktober, Sarah. This was a starfish for day 2. Day 3, I did a couple of sea turtle heads. Yesterday, I did a couple kinds of coral. So the sea turtles and the coral don't have videos for them. I just did those, when I had a few minutes here and there. This one, I forgot, I think I was in between, I don't know, this weekend I was running around doing 10 things at once. It did take, and these aren't taking as long as you might think. They probably take me about less than an hour. Okay, less than an hour, depending on, now this one did probably take me an hour because of the complexity of the little details and stuff, but I'm not spending a whole lot of time. The point for me is not to spend tons of time doing full on, huge Bristol board, pen and ink drawings of like I would do a whole world in collage and mixed media. This is to help me get back in practice of using pen and ink and brush and ink. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. So now I'm going to sketch out, and again, my camera might flash, do this way. My camera's probably going to flash in and out a little bit, so just, we'll just bear with it because my camera doesn't like white paper. Most cameras don't. But I think I pretty much already used up this pen. I do not know how to refill it yet. I have to figure that out, how to refill it. I have pipettes and I have ink, but I have to figure out how to take it apart and refill it. I think I pretty much used it up. So yesterday with the coral, I started this with the coral and it started like skipping, like I was running out of ink. And it's this kind of a tip on it. So I just went ahead and poured me out in my little ink stone, just poured me out some ink and used a brush. So, and that's what I'm going to use today, is I'm going to just go ahead and get some, pour out a little bit of ink, and we're going to be using a brush with the ink instead of the ink-filled brush. Okay, because I think this is almost running out. So I'm just going to set that aside. I know it's probably going to be hard to see. Let me see. Put this over here just enough so that you can kind of see where I'm dipping. All right, if you have any questions, put them in caps. You spent a couple hours on you. Well, it's not a speed test. It's not a limit, it's not a contest. It's only a contest within yourself as far as that goes. There's no speed check. Hang on, guys, let me kind of get my cameras a little. There we go. I just kind of do what I have time to do. For me, it's all about, well, that is crooked. Sorry, guys. I got to look away a minute if you get, there we go. Somehow I got hung up on an angle there. There we go. That's better. It's a little bit more direct. For me, it's all about re-establishing pen and ink process practice, not about the speed of the thing or even the complexity of the thing. It's just about doing the thing. It's just about doing it for 30 minutes. Hey, Ella, anybody else popping in? All right, so, well, it's good to have you, Ash. I didn't know if you were streaming later. Ash does like just impromptus and does them like random, and so I never really know when she's streaming, and she doesn't record. Okay? You just use wine for my ink drawings. Use wine. I want to use black ink. I want to try to keep them black and white. Later, I might try to, make some copies of them and color them or something. But for me, it's all about the practicing of the pen and ink rather than doing anything else. That's for me. The Mr. Jake Parker practice Inktober is all about the ink practice. So I have the same three clownfish that I just showed you in the art scroll before I hit record. So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and do those same three. So I'm just going to kind of sketch them out a little. Now, the hardest part for me in something like a clownfish is not putting that bright orange in it. Keeping them black and white. So I'm just going to kind of sketch them out. You probably won't be able to see this. I'll hold it up to the camera here in a minute. I just want to kind of get them kind of sketched out so I know where I'm going, because I'm going to be using a brush, not the ink, not this, but just the ink and a pen to get it sketched in here. So I'm just going to probably do three. I think I have probably time and patience enough to do three. So I'm just going to sketch them out real quick, and then I'll hold it up. You'll be able to see them as I start inking them in. When I do my own personal sketching, this is what I use. Just a plain old Papermate disposable technical. You screw up the lead right there, and I use these white plastic erasers, not the red that comes on them, because those can leave marks. But this is when I'm sketching personally, not on camera or anything. This is what I'm using. Because it erases nicely too, especially with the, So I'm just looking at some pictures of some clownfish here and just kind of sketching them out a little bit. Again, I'm going to, obviously accent the black and white, and just, the orange is just going to be not there. Check. You can get black and white. They do have black and white clownfish? Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Annabelle. No, Vicky. I don't know if I've ever seen just a black and white one. Of course, the orange ones are all popular because of Nemo and all that, but so again, what I'm using, I've got my black ink, and it's just this Chinese ink that Angie Bell sent me. I've got all kinds of Japanese, Chinese. I got the Black Cat. I've got Kohinoor. I got all kinds of inks. And then I'm just going to use a Pitt Faber-Castell small size black little pen. If I need any little white, like a dot in his eye, I'll just put a little white dot in his eye with this. Otherwise, I'll be using a brush and the ink. So just give me a minute to sketch him out. Get his little chin sort of there. Okay, so I think that's good for just an initial sketch to work from, for one. Okay, and of course there's the stripes. I know where I have to put thicker stripes here and here where the black stripes are. They come in other colors too. See, I'm not a ichthologist. I think that's what. Okay, and then I think I'll do one coming this way and then one facing us. So let's see. They're the same ones I drew on my the art scroll, the big art scroll. And if y'all haven't checked out Jake Parker's drawings, he's doing a whole, like, I think he's doing a whole book, actually. I think he's working on a book. All right, let's see how I want this to go. He's a little bit fatter and closer to us. I didn't leave much room down here for his little fins. Let's just tilt that fin a little differently because I don't have room. I should have moved him up just a little, but that's okay. We'll work with it. This fin's right here. It's a little tinier. And then his stripe. He's got a fin up there, just talking it out, just like I would in my head. The stripe is thin underneath there. He's got a black line that comes around. A little bit of finish thing there going on. And then this kind of comes down with the fin up here. They got a lot of fins. 1, 2, and his side fins. Got that with side fins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 fins. Now, I don't know if all fish have this many. You know, your standard looking fish, that is. Okay, so let's put a big, it's going to come up a big round tail there. And again, I can erase any of the sketchiness. All right. I do want that one to look like it's attached on this side of his body, though. All right, so we got that one sketched in. Your daughter has them, Annabelle? Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah. I think if you put in MrJakeParker / Inktober, you can get him and the site. All right, now I'm going to have one coming right at us. Got to have room in here. Let's make sure he's got, yeah, that's probably barely going to make him fit. I'll just have to make him a little smaller because he's got fins hanging down. So again, thanks everybody for sticking out. This is my 3rd video for the day. We did a thing on the color books, and we did a thing on the file folder fodder project. And I mean, I'm probably glad I'm doing this because I'm going to want to watch Jean later, make the big salad and all that. So it's probably best that I go ahead and get this done now so I can work on my other projects that I don't, you know, I don't stream commissions. I don't, you know, I mean, I have done a couple things where, like Darcy UK, we did her on a stream live, and she let us use her picture. But most of the sketches that I do on, or the drawings that I do here, are like sketchy or something like that. Maybe after I finish this, I'll kind of show y'all a few of the portraits I've done in my other sketchbooks that I do here. Now, what kind of expression do I want them to have? none at all, or I think that's pretty good there. All right, let me get that stripe on top of his head. And I did kind of condense him down just a little. I probably need to make this a little bit more. Vicky, look at all those clownfish. I didn't know there was all those kind of clownfish either, Vicky. All right, I think that might work. Just got a little fluttering going on there, a little fluttering on that one. Okay. So we got 3 clownfish, and I'll just sign it over here. Yes, I saw, Vicky. I have my iPad right there. My iPad does notify me of Twitter. My phone I have turned off for Twitter notifications. Oh, we could even do maybe one little bubble. You know, just one little air bubble there, something. Okay, now let's get crack-a-lack. And so I'm going to go ahead and start. First thing I kind of do is, let's just start with this one since I have him here. Is just kind of sketchily, you know, lightly sort of, kind of just get them sketched in pen and ink, or with a pen rather, before I go in with heavy darks with the brush. And again, I am just trying to relearn sort of how, you know, the properties of the pen and ink, because it's been so long since I've really done a lot. And I was promising myself I was going to pull out some Claudia Nice pen and ink books to kind of show you guys some of the older ones that I've had forever on pen and ink. His eyes are really bulging out on those sides there. Don't want to lose that aspect. Yeah, links are open. Christy's, yeah, she puts our, yeah, one of the girls put her link up a little while ago. Feel free, put them up. Links are open. All right, so this needs to be just a little smaller than I sketched it. Not quite as heavy there. Kind of like that. And I can't say I don't ever draw in ink now. You know, if I go to the museum or the aquarium or something, I am, you know, I'll draw, or the Danny Gregory challenges, I do all those in ink. But it's not something, it's more sketchy. It's like immediate, kind of quick sketches. They're not like any kind of real detail to them, like I'm trying to do more here, like the coral and stuff like that. I'll do more detail. Okay, let's go down here to this little guy. So it's not like I never pick up a pen and draw. I don't mean that. But it's just not my medium of choice for doing most things unless it's just a quick sketch. But you can't let the pen be the boss of you. Like we said about the color book. Can't let it be the boss of you. Go for it. Just kind of establishing where I'm going to want to go with more detail here. Okay, I think that's good enough for an kind of an outline for that one. Let's go on to the next one. Hey Barb, and anybody else popping in. I'm just working kind of a quick little Inktober here. Doing some clownfish in black and white. I'm trying to keep all my Inktobers all in black and white. I mean, I don't think there's any kind of rule, about whether you add color or not. Just for me, I just kind of really wanted to keep it in black and white. Okay, there we go. That'll work for the outline, sketchy. Oh, thanks, Barb. I don't know if you saw my yesterday was coral. There's the one from yesterday. And again, I think my pen, I've used up all the ink out. I've got to figure out how to refill that. So I'm just using some ink here, and I need to put a little bit more out, I think. I'm just using some ink and a brush today. So let's go ahead, roll some ink out, and we'll do one by one. All right, let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of that bubble here. Let's kind of make that up, so. All right. I saw some drawing where only color in the eyes. Yeah, now I've done a lot of black and white with one color kind of thing. Again, it's been a while since I really did much in pen and ink, but I do like that effect. But I'm just kind of determined. I'm just kind of making myself only use black and white in these 31 drawings for the month of Inktober. Just to like train my hand a little better, just to get back in it. Kind of a little bit of feathery black area there. So right now I'm just using the brush for the heavier areas. Then any of that's on the orange or the white, I'll come in and try to do, just some cross hatching or something to kind of indicate some shading. But there is very dark black areas in the fins and so thanks guys for just hanging out while I finish up this little project today. There's also white outlines on some of these fins. So I'll have to, just indicate that with a thin line. What did Vicky say? So it's all pitiful. Yeah. Oh, you're trying to tell them what trigger heading is? Yeah. Yeah, trigger heading is when the pity parties start coming up. Please, somebody's stream. And somebody takes pity on them. Go, okay. That's what trigger heading is. Okay, so I think that's the heavy black lines. So you can see I'm still going to have to get in here with some thinner black lines and stuff, but that's the heavy black lines of the clownfish on that one. All right, so let me do the heavy black lines on the next one. Let's do this one first here. Okay, Barb. And again, you want to make sure that I'm going to take a heat gun to it to make sure that the ink is dry, but it's still iffy. You got to be real careful when you try to heat, try to dry the black, heavy black, this Chinese ink, or really any kind of liquid ink. You think it's dry until you take an eraser to it. You got to be real careful about making sure your ink is 100% dry. I got his face a little thin there, but oh well. We'll roll with it because it's ink. Now you can go back over certain areas with white pen. I got a white pen here. If I need to, like really something needs correcting, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to, if it's messed up, if it's not perfect, and it's, whatever, we're going with it. It is what it is. All right, so there's that one. I think I'm going to go ahead and accent that back fin back there. And he's coming right at you, so he does look a little like he's got some little legs there or something, but those are actually other little fins. And I'll kind of shade under that body with the cross hatching. So now let me go to this one. And I probably will put maybe a little white dot with the pen. Again, it's just the white sunburst pen tail. Just to have a little bit of a highlight in their eye if I didn't quite grab that white highlight. So yeah, so my Inktober day 5. It's a little thicker, not quite that thick. I think I made his tail a little thick, but just want to smooth that out. You can see the little veins coming in there, which I'll put with the thinner brush. And a little bit of white outline there. Okay. The rest has to be thin. Although his face is a little fat right there. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I'm going to hit this with the heat gun before I try to set my hand in there with the, you know, small brush. I hope haven't been completely off camera there, guys. Hopefully not. All right, let me hit this with the heat gun and make sure I'm not going to set my hand in wet ink. Dry the back side too. Now it's probably good enough for me, dry enough for me to set my hand in, but I'm going to make sure it's really dry before I take an eraser to the pencil lines. All right, so let me come back down here to this little guy, and I'm going to tilt it just a little bit here. Let's come down here, just so I can kind of get in here with some of the tinier lines. Circle on his eye. And kind of just clean up everything. I just wanted to use the brush for the heavier lines. Now I'm going to shade and stuff. Some cross hatching and whatnot. I know it's probably hard for y'all to see. I'll hold it up here in just a minute. You can kind of see where I'm going with it. See, adding details. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks, guys. Again, you know, my cross-hatching skills are a little, you know, rusty. Okay, so he's got kind of like a white edge on some of this tail here. And then he's got I got him like like a little old man. I mean, he could almost be smoking a pipe with some little tiny glasses. I might do that. I don't know. Well, I don't know. That would kind of go against my whole theme thing I got going on here. All right, let me go back up to this one. It'll start looking like a story that I'm not really making. Okay, so he's got some little fluttery looking things going on these, like his little wings are, I mean, his little fins are kind of fluttery. I'll just kind of do that. Again, a little bit of highlight, white highlight won't hurt on those eyes. And then he's kind of shaded under here. And maybe a couple little fin marks. Like where his fins are coming in. I'm trying to keep it kind of less is more, you know, try to do as little, how much can you tell without as little drawing as you can. All right, so I think he's pretty good there. Needs a little bit more shadow right across the bridge of his nose. Something like that. All right, let me do this last one. I'll erase the pencil. Yeah, like a soap, like a bubble pipe. Yeah. Instead of like a smoking pipe, have a bubble pipe. I know y'all seen my fantasy animal posters. We can do just about everything with those guys. But I don't know. Maybe I just really need to keep these more in the realistic vein for this challenge. I mean, I did know that I kind of wanted to keep it all nautical. So again, thanks everybody for kind of hanging out while I did my Inktober. It's a little shading under there. Let's see if I can do a two-way cross-hatching there, or kind of not even cross-hatching, just some line work. And, Cam and I did get to FaceTime over the weekend a little bit while he was working on, he has to do a self-portrait for his art class. Oh my gosh, it looks so awesome. I told Denise to take a picture of it for me when he got done, because sometimes, you know, it's kind of like his sketchbook. It's like pulling teeth to get to look inside. But he FaceTimed with me while I was working on it. It's so good. But he's really into his journalism right now, too. So I forgot to ask. He went to the mall yesterday, he said, and he was going to interview people for one of the assignments. So I forgot to ask him how that went. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop with that and dry it, and then I'm going to see erase any pencil lines. Hey, Rain. He is. They both are. All right, let me dry this again to make sure. And then I use my white larger eraser. Now, when I do this, I start off real careful to make sure that nothing's smearing. Because you think if everything's dry and, oh my gosh, the first time a black thing goes across your page, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. But I think I'm pretty good here. Yeah, I do have a little bit of a smear right there. I don't know if my hand touched it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm just getting rid of all my pencil. Here's my brush. Don't want to hit it with my hand. I'd rather take my brush to it. Can't find my brush. Where's my brush? Well, let me just get a small paintbrush. I can't find my big, oh, it's behind the iPad. There it is. If you don't have a big, you know, brush away, just use a paintbrush, a soft one that's clean, and, you know, you can do the same thing. Okay, now, going for some final details. Cam is my grandson. He's 16. And he just got a job in the mall, too. A part-time job, Vicki. And when I say Boo, I'm talking about Boo is my 13-year-old, soon-to-be, any, soon-to-be 13-year-old granddaughter. Yes, I'm old. Well, I don't say that, though, because I really don't think about my age. To tell you the truth, I really don't think about it. You know, I like to hang out with all kinds of people, ages. I love old people. I've loved old people since I was a little kid. But I'll hang out with, I'll hang out with Ben. Ben's awesome. I don't care about the age of the people. If you're awesome, I don't care how old you are. If you're not awesome, I don't care. It doesn't matter what age you are if you're not awesome. You know what I mean? So that's just how I look at it. Okay, so let's see. I'm just kind of looking over, seeing if there's anything else I want to kind of add. Let me go ahead and sign it real quick. I want to hashtag it Inktober. And what I've been doing is putting it is 5, right? Is this 5? Let me make sure. Today is the 5th. Is it 5 or 6? Good grief, I lost track. Yeah, today's 5. Inktober number 5. I've been putting a big number with the number of the thing. And then I'll put the date and I'll sign it. Just kind of wherever it fits in here. Yeah, I know, Vicki. It's just like, now when they're in school, I think you only can work like 10 hours a week when they're in school. Summers and stuff is different. But, it would just probably be pretty much on the weekends for him, Vicki. Pretty much just on the weekends. All right, so I think now, is that Vicki? Somebody's retweeting stuff. I don't know who that is. Anyway, I couldn't tell. It went away. Don't know who's retweeting my stuff constantly. Who is that? I can't see. Anyway, all right, let me go ahead and do, let me just put a little bit of highlight in the eye there. in each one of their eyes. I want to get the little, I think this one needs a little bit more wrinkly on the side, or circle on the side there. Let's fix that one. Oh, I needed a shade right there. That's what it was. I'm going to shade this a little better. Maybe a little in there too, actually. Needs a little shadow up on the top. Because I want to look like he's kind of folded over, you know, dimensional. He's going on, you know, his body's not flat, it's a little rounded. So I got to make sure I can kind of do that here. I think I kind of ignored this little guy. Don't want to ignore him. And then let's see. I need to fix, let's see if I can get that eye a little rounder. Kind of messed up that eye a little bit there. Okay, I think we're done. This looks like a little, I need some more shading on that side of the face, seriously. I think, let's see, I think it just needs a little more shading on this eye, because his face doesn't look quite, just needs a little more shading. Maybe his lip needs to be a little bit more defined. Let me put a little shadow under his chin here. Let's shadow him up a little bit more. I don't know if I want to cross hatch it, maybe. See, this is why I'm doing this, because it's like, as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, well, should I cross hatch that? What's going to look the best? Just some lines. So it's just kind of like a learning thing, a learning challenge for me. That's what I wanted to do. Thanks, Ella. Yes, pouty lips. They actually all kind of have pouty lips, to tell you the truth. They all have pouty lips. And then this guy back here, really, this should be more in shadow. Because that's the back side of his body. Let me just kind of ink that out real quick. So, there we go. They're okay, guys. I mean, you know, this is what it is. I'm doing it live and I'm just going for it. So, but I think I really would like to do, like, let me see real quick. Let's just do it with a Sharpie over here real quick. Like this guy here. I'm just going to kind of quickly draw his face right here. Would be really cool to have like some little glasses. These kind of little glasses like that, maybe. I don't know. Losing the glass effect. I guess if you just put a little curl, you know. But anyway, and just have some kind of a little bubble pipe. You know, instead of smoke, have bubbles. Like that. You know? Mr. Oh, that's right, Mr. Limpet, Don Knotts. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Did he have a pipe? I don't remember. It's been so long. I do remember that movie. Oh my gosh. Oh, so anyway, guys, there's Inktober, day 5. He did. Did he have? But he didn't have these little square. What did he have? Some little round granny glasses, or did he have? I don't remember. It's been too long, Vicky. Yeah, Don Knotts. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sitting around for 3 different streams. Thanks for everybody for being here. We'll hashtag in the other show a few of the people we mentioned. We'll hashtag Jake Parker for this one. And y'all have a great day, and we'll see you over at Jeans. Thanks, guys, for being here. Bye.